Good evening, everybody. How's everybody this fine Thursday evening? It's a bit hot here in Donegal. It's showing about 25 degrees here in the train room. Way too warm for me. Hope everyone's doing all right. Anybody watching this on replay and all those lurkers out there who are watching, you're very welcome to the stream. Haven't done much more to layout since last week. I've got the final bits of the viaduct assembled, and I've given them a blast over with an undercoat. So let's see who's in the chat. And we've got John and Holly first off. How you doing, guys? Hi, Mark and everyone in the chat. Hope you had a good week. Certainly did. And Rachel, she did have a good birthday. She enjoyed it. She had lots of fun. Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Josh UW56 Gaming. Good evening. Jerry BVR. Is this a private party or can anyone join? Anyone's welcome in here, Jerry. Who else we got? Oh, Tom Houston Motherwell's in. Tom, how you doing? Brian, Finland Central, Mark II. The cup's back. I forgot it the past couple of streams, so your check cleared, Brian, so I can put it back out again. Actually, just take it off the big screen and put it back down to 4 little ones. Who else we got in? Tom, Andrew, Shortbread Express. Hi, Andrew, how you doing? Ivo Van's on. Good evening, Ivo. Ah, the floodgates have opened again. Oh, well, that proves the low standards he let Finnerton in. Dara's Locomotive Shed. Good evening, Dara. Hope you're keeping well. Alan White's in as well. Hi, Alan. How you doing? How are you doing? I was at the music workshop again today and then went to see... Is that a good movie, Joshua? Who else we got down? Everyone's saying hello to everybody. Maura King's in. Good evening, Maura. How are you doing? Brian Madden. Quick hello before I fly off to get the car done. Oh, it's NCT night for Brian tonight. That's the same as MOT in the UK. Mine's went in last week. Failed on the suspension, which I knew it would, but I put it through to see if there was anything else. Car's actually in the garage at the moment. Should get done tomorrow. Back in for retest next Tuesday. Who else we got in? Anybody else? Riley's Locos. Welcome back, Riley. Hope you're keeping well. So yeah, everyone's saying hello to everyone. Not expecting as many in tonight because it's summertime. Streams get a bit quieter this time of year. You can tell that my views have hit rock bottom as well. At the same time, I haven't actually been putting out that much content. Do have a video out this week though, a little bit more about this and the updates of why I redone it. Channel members have already seen that video. It'll be out to everyone else Saturday evening. Next video, hopefully, will be on this. Not necessarily the assembly of the parts because it's just a plastic kit. Put it together is really easy. Apart from putting the bricks around here, that is just, yeah, not quite impossible, but and I think I mentioned before is one of the kits I had must have been quite old because the plastic bricks are actually quite brittle, so they actually shattered when I just tried to bend them. So one section of it will be sort of hidden in a bit of scenery, so you can't see up to see there's no bricks there. Anyone else pop in? Oh, Anthony Dodge, Model Train Outsider. Good evening, Anthony. How you doing? How's Joyce and Kyan and everybody? I missed you last. That's all right, Riley. You can welcome into the streams anytime. H&H Express Models. Go. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Again, hello to anybody who's lurking in the background. I had a few people contact me to say they sometimes watch and lurk in the background. Does anyone else find it how odd the GNR stations in big towns in NI were demolished while the NCCs are still around? I'd say what that is, Joshua, who wrote that, is they knew when they were ripping up the Derry Road that they shouldn't be ripping up, that it was still a needed but they sold off all the land and got rid of everything as quickly as possible so it couldn't be put back easily. Woodgate Junction, good evening. There's the link for the train set shop. What trains I got on the layout today? I've got the same trains as last week. It's the Black 5 pulling some Hornby Pullman coaches, Class 56 with some hoppers, and a model of Donegal Rail car number 4 going around on the 009. I was actually looking at one of my boxes over here with some more locos in it. I'm going to pull that out in a minute and put some different locos running, because these have been running now for about the last 4 or 5 weeks. So, yes, still on the on a glass of water, or ishka as the Irish for water. So let's actually take one of these boxes down now. Can you see me where I am? So, all right. Picked up these, where are we? Which camera am I on? These tubs here in Asda. They were doing 3 of them for, I think it was £8. So they're quite cheap. So over various trips to Asda over the last 6 months, I've been buying them. So I'm not even sure what's in this box, because I put in all these boxes and the plan was I was going to put a number on each box and then list what was in the box. Have I done that? No. But the great thing is they're clear, so I can see what's in there. Right, that's my A-class, which is in the cabinet over there. That's the other thing with having this centre bit in. It's not so easy to get to the cabinet, because really, to get it out safely without damaging anything, I need one of my children to stand this end to hand it over so I don't damage it. Oh, I just see Simon's coming in. I've got my TV up here with the chat on it, so I can sort of keep an eye on it. Ishka have hosepipe bans already. Don't let them see you using their product. Mark, what was your first train set? My first train set was probably an old Triang set that I found in the attic that actually belonged to my dad. And I remember it only had 7 sections of curves, so it wasn't a complete circle. I used to play with that. And I've still got a couple of wagons of that somewhere. Actually, in here may be the first ever loco I bought, which here it is here actually in this box. Now this is an old Class 37. This isn't even the right box for it. I think this is a, I'm sure this is it. Yeah, I think that's it. 37063. Nobby's Hobbies, Cheltenham Road in Bristol. That hobby shop's long gone now. It was one of those real old model shops. You go in and it's just floor to ceiling of models and bits and pieces. He split it from a set. I think I bought this when I was probably about 14, because it was when we first moved to England. I got a paper round and it cost me £15 back. That would have been the late 80s, early 90s. He split it from a set, and this is what I used to run around my bits of track. It's got some buffers missing on it now. It still runs, it's only DC, but this is my most precious loco, because this is the first one I bought with my own money. So I'm ignoring the chat for a minute, so if you ask any questions, National Railway Museum, that's it's down as an NRM Class 09. This is actually passed on to me. One of my friends who was a good friend. I didn't actually know he was into model railways, and he passed away, and his wife gave all his stuff to me. So yeah, that's, I don't think it's ever been out of the box. And here we have let's see if this runs. Now this is Hornby Railroad. It's DCC fitted sound. It's a Colas 37. So actually, let's take this out of the box and put it. You still have that type of train shop there, do you, Ivo? I mean, is there any model shops left like that, where you just go in and it's just floor to ceiling models? You know, like when I've been back to Bristol, there's been, what's it called, Antics, which is a more modern shop. And then there's Model Railways Direct in Portishead. Again, that's more of a modern shop. It's not one of those ones where you just go in and it's got that smell. It's a bit like Mark's Models down in Dublin and Holcombe Street. You don't go down into a basement there, and that is like a mecca. Right. I will need to look up my sheets, which, now where did I put them? Because I had them, I spent actually half an hour before going live trying to find that webcam, because I took it all apart to get at stuff here for filming. And it took me half an hour searching around the room here to so where did I put it? Eventually I found it in a box. Right. My trusty sheet with my locos on it. Now I have to try and find it. So that is, I must have, don't mind me while I read through this. Carver Studios, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hi to anyone else who's joined in. I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat. I'll get back to it in a sec. Don't forget, as McCarville says, thumbs up please, guys. I just mumble to myself as I look through this. Colas 47, no, it's a 37. It's not listed on here. I think this is one of my older ones. I can't see it on there. I don't want to, because I don't have a programming track hooked up to this yet, so I can't reprogram it. Oh yes. Let's get this out. Or I should have this on my list. Backman 37. No, it's not that one. Backman Intercity 37. So we got a Backman 37. I'll take off. Oh, actually, now I just remembered as well why I haven't been doing this, because I started going over to Hunt couplings. So I'll have to pull the Hunt coupling off that 56 and put it on the 37 here. I can't remember when I last ran this. Right, we'll wait for the 56 to come around. I'll have a quick glance at the chat. John Holly, my very first one was a Clockwork Thomas, which I had after coming out of hospital following an operation when I was about 4.5. It's definitely quiet. We haven't sold anything this month. That's my first set. So now the other train set I had, and I've mentioned this a few times, and people have said, oh yeah, that's so-and-so set. It was obviously an O-gauge set. It had orange plastic track and a battery operated loco, which must have been like a class 56 or 47 or something like that. And it came with 2 or 3 like Mark II coaches, I think it was on it. Now that's long gone, because I had that probably when I was about 12, No, would have been younger than that, in fact. And like everything, when I was younger, I took it apart. How many people here took all their toys apart? Much to my parents' dismay. Right, I've put that on the wrong way around, so I'll have to run in reverse, but hey. Let's see if I have got the number right. 1, 6, enter. Oh, lights came on, so it must be right. And change direction. I do like the Bachmann locos. Like I love the Acura scale ones. I think they're a step above the Bachmann, but the Bachmann ones are really well weighted and just really, you know, just feel the quality in them. You know that old argument with like when you take the 37, the Hornby one here, it's railroad, so it's less of quality. It's really light. It'll only pull about 3 coaches before it starts slipping, but it's ideal for people to start off with. You know, I think this was probably about 60, 70 quid when I bought it, and that was with sound. So, you know, and I think it does actually have lights on it as well. So it's not a bad loco, starter loco now. They're probably around 100 quid now. But, you know, people give out about Hornby, but most of the people wouldn't be in the hobby if it wasn't for Hornby. Right, now where did I just put my phone? Oh, there it is. The main difference between 08s and 09s is 09s are faster, isn't that right? I have no idea. It did go into footplate and they had some stuff from floor to ceiling, yeah. Yeah, I saw that basement one, Thomas Zero Short videos. Oh, mind you, check out Martin in Shedmouth Junction. He just put out his video there a couple of days ago off of him opening the box he won, I think, from yourself, Brian, off the 3D printed stuff from Jeff at 3D Prints. Is that right? Or no, 3D Scenic 3D. I can never remember. You know what I'm like with names. So. Search for Google Images. All right, okay. Oh, we got a joke. Why did the chicken join the band? Don't know. The local shed and Rutland models. Oh. For the walk and wall. Hang on, all right. Because we already had the drumsticks. Okay, my first was a mallard set. So that's one thing I started doing is when I was working, I started buying train sets, and never I had a chance to build a layout because I was young and didn't have my own place, and then I met a woman and I had kids. So one of the houses in, I did build a bit of a layout up in the attic. It never got further than just having track pinned down, and the kids used to come up, and I got loads of pictures of them being up there with me and running trains around, and they all had their own Thomas train and they used to love it. But now it's only in the past sort of 7-8 years where I really got back into it again. I like my Bachmann 37. And see that I've just taken that Bachmann out of the box. That probably hasn't been out of the box for at least 2 years. I put it on the track and it's running. And there's no smoke coming out of it, which, you know, is a bonus. Took them apart, broke them, then carefully put them back in the box as though nothing had happened. Yeah, so I bought the night mail set, the of course Flying Scotsman set. That was my second purchase after getting the Class 37. As I told you before, one of those catalogues that went around and you could pay £2 a week or whatever. So I paid over the odds for the set, but I'd only had to pay £2 a week. And it was great. I was able to just put like 20 quid down or something, and then I had the set and just kept paying £2 a week. If you could decide whether Hornbeer Backing is better, check if you prefer the RWS or TVS designs, Thomas. Now, I must admit, the Bachmann Thomas does look very toy-like, but I think they've made it like that so it's more robust for younger users. Particle Station, Charlie, good evening, how you doing? I don't know how far behind the chat I am now. Jerry's off to cook his dinner. What's for dinner tonight, Jerry? Yes, Martin loved it. Jeff Redman, Scenic 3D. There we go. That railway talk, Joe Bagley, was brilliant. Oh, you enjoyed it, did you, Simon? It was a good talk, and there was a load of colour photos there that I'd never actually seen before, and it was just lovely to see them. Now, unfortunately, the stream was only up until midnight because we got permission to use the copyright photos, and YouTube we could only keep them on YouTube to midnight, because these people who allow us to use these photos, they give us permission so we can put them in calendars and things like that, so we can raise money for the museum. So I don't want to go annoying them, when I do everything. If they ask us to do something, we're going to do it, because they've let us use their photos in books and calendars and all sorts of things. Mark's models are now scale model scenery products. Oh, right. 1964 line of 3 well at Christmas. Never took it apart. Oh, you enjoyed it as well, did you, John? And Holly? Is the background noise rain or the microphone? Well, there's no rain. Is anybody else getting background noise? Is it where I'm standing? Or is it picking up the trains? Let me just check. No, sensitivity is at its lowest. Did you feed the Class 37 haggis? At the back, you don't have all Uber. Yeah, John, what do you say there? Don't forget to hit the like. Mav, good evening. How you doing, sir? Oh, I haven't taken that banner off. That's on from the Q&A is now. There we go. That was left on from the the weekend. Hey Brian, don't I owe you some money for a mug and a share of a DB t-shirt? Is the 37 running Mount Fuji? I think it is, yes, because I have that one, I believe. It's one of my favourite liveries, the Intercity livery. Is it the Executive, they call it? We'll see now when it comes around. Very hot here today, possible thunderstorms. It feels like that here in Donegal. It feels like it's building up to that. You can feel that sort of heaviness in the air. Yeah, it is Mount Fuji, 37416. Those colour photos are brilliant. Makes me wonder why didn't someone try to preserve some of the line when in stunning location. I can't remember the past name, but that was brilliant. That is Barnesmore Gap, and that is where we always wanted to put a bit of line down and restore it, and we've been working at it since the 90s. And now, unfortunately, I think it's got to the point where it won't happen because they're turning it into a greenway. Never mind, Donegal doesn't have any major roads connecting it or rail infrastructure. You can have a cycle path. There you go, lads. Thanks very much, Dublin. You do, Mav, and you said you'd buy something from the shop. Oh, Mav. Oh. All I can hear is the wheels running. Visit my dad in hospital today. He's doing okay, but he's got a blood clot. Thanks. Oh, sorry to hear that, Andrew. I hope he's on the mend, and I hope they're giving him something to clear the blood clot. If you've not built it yet. You guys need a motorway and a reinstatement of a railway line, that's for sure. Yeah, we need something up here, because without infrastructure, you don't have employment. And that always seems to be lost on politicians. You know, they seem to go, oh no, you need the industry to be there and then we'll build the infrastructure. And I was like, well, no, it doesn't work like that. And like the brilliant case study for infrastructure being taken away, like the Derry Road and the railways around here, because the place went into economic decline after that. Doing okay, just, yeah, I can understand that. John, how's Holly doing? Wasn't she a bit under the weather last week, you were saying, I think, if I remember rightly? I barely have the room to fit anything in here. It's diddly and still full of boxes. Yeah, well, we got 26 in, so it's saying. You're all very welcome. Anybody lurking in the background, you're very welcome. You got any questions, pop them in the chat. Don't be shy. I see Graham from Lakeside is back working at his railway. There's been a couple of videos out the past couple of days. He's pulling up track at the moment. Mav will PM you later. Oh dear, Mav. He's going to be sending you photos of stuff, trying to get you to buy stuff. I can't even fit my bed in my bedroom, so the living room has become a big bedroom. I went and actually looked at a house today. Something that myself and the missus are looking at. It's definitely a project. It's the sort of thing that you wouldn't even think of moving into until 2 years of work are done in it. It is a fantastic house. They reckon the foundation stone for it was laid in 1652. So it would be a heritage project. It would be a big job to take on. But it's got a basement, which is something most houses don't have in Ireland or England. Haven't been in the basement because I didn't bring a torch or anything with me to go down to have a look. So when we go back for another viewing, definitely be taking a torch and a tape measure to have a look and see how big it is. How about they build the once planned line from Sligo to Bundoran up the old branch of the Ballyshannon and followed? Yeah, there was a plan to build a line from Bundoran to Sligo to then head back towards Enniskillen and Omagh, but because they built the line from Enniskillen to Sligo, they never built it. And I think if they'd actually built that line, that bit would probably still be open because it'd be service in Donegal, which wouldn't be as bad. I would only have 20 miles to go to get a train. And the problem with, and I say, like, they might even kept it open as far as Ballyshannon. The problem between the CDR and the Great Northern, the two stations in Ballyshannon, is there's a big hill between two, so how they would actually get, now modern times now they could work it out, but back then, like, the hill up in Ballyshannon is like that. It's really steep, so you're climbing probably 600-700 feet in a very short distance. Oh, she's doing better. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that. The tunnel up to network. Now it's connected to the Irish network. Yeah. Another house move or restore. It would be a restoration job, hopefully, to move into. Yeah, it's quite a project. You'll know if we buy it and take it over, because that will be a whole YouTube channel on itself, restoring that thing. It means all this here will definitely take a back seat, so I will have no time to do any model railways. Yeah, the Sligo Leitrim North Cavan Railway. Yeah, that went from Sligo to Enniskillen. It's probably a ghost give to the build. I'd say there's several, Ivo. Right, let's have a route around in the box, see what else. Oh, there's that Freightliner. Ah, yep, let's run this one because I haven't run this for a while. This is one I got off Bernie, Crossways Junction. So we'll put this on. Instead of the Black 5. Nope, actually, oh, hang on. Let that come to a stop. To one side. Swap over the coupling. Oh, actually, I hope this runs. Where did I put my sheets of paper? Oh, actually, I don't think I wrote that one down. Batman Class 46 Cure Scale. I didn't. Right, let's see if I can work it out. 12. Do I have a 12? Don't mind me just, mumbling to myself. No, it's a Class 103. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's in as 55. There we go. That's Deltic 55012. Crepaloa? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, Backman's starting to get a bit juddery. Probably needs a bit of a clean. I don't know why that's getting drudgery, because the lights are on. Does that have a stay alive in it? It's got a nice little bit of light weathering on it, that one. Right, anyway, back to the chat. Just doing it. Sorry. Didn't mean to pin that. Yeah, there needs to be more houses out in the countries, especially if we need demand for railways. Remember, railways aren't just for people, it's for freight as well, which can run businesses. Oh, Timber Surf's in. Hi Timber, how you doing? The Black Five had too much TV time. Robert Nelson, number 4, is rotting away somewhere in a shed in Ireland. She grew up on that loco and needs rescuing. You work in a museum, Mark. Get them to save it. Where is it? Mav? That's not that one that's down in Dingle and Kerry, is it? Dublin Metro are making excuses already why it will be late and cost a fortune. Kids Hospital Mark II. Yeah, they haven't even dug a hole yet for that. Nice wooden Pullmans. Is that the same type they have at the museum in York? Probably. Deltics. Do love the Deltics. Why is that going on? I'll go slow now. Oh, Tim, reasonably okay. Oh, you a bit under the weather, Timber? If you like those luxury cars, go to America and Belgium. They have multiple blue CIWL cars running. Huh. And 37 just seems to be getting slower and slower. It's not responding to increase in speed. It's at Dundalk Riverstown Railway. Oh, right, okay. It's the Telford Steam Railway Expedition this Sunday when we can attend. Mark, did you see the Donegal Railway kits for sale, Mark's Models? I did, Maura. I seen them. He had them at the show in Wexford, was it? One of the shows I was at. Oh, and it stopped. Oh no, I think I can just about reach it. I'll pull it round. I'm going to take it off. Give the wheels a clean. See if that's the issue, but I don't think it is because if it was dirty, the lights wouldn't be on. And the wheels don't look that dirty. Oh, but it feels really hot. Yeah, that's really hot. What was I saying about Bachmann? How good they are? I think this one's just burning out a motor. Let's give the wheels a clean, let it cool down for a minute. Let me just find all my bits and pieces. Right, so it's going to be from Cradle, which I actually came off a picture I built. Surgical Spirits. It's the sort of thing, surgical spirits you can use for cleaning stuff. It's IPA and methylated spirits usually. And if you don't have a motor shop or anything near you, you can usually get this in a chemist. And then cotton wool buds from any. Now those wheels aren't dirty at all, there's hardly any dirt coming off. So is my backman busted? If I got to replace the motor in it, it's one of those time-consuming fiddly jobs. Yeah, there was hardly any dirt on those wheels, so I don't think it's dirty wheels. Let's just put it back on the track and see what it does. Yeah, that's sick. That's going to take further investigation. Right, let's see what else we got in the box that we can put on instead. Another Bachmann Class 47. I do like the 47s. I think there's something about them. They do look nice. Alright, guys, do you put on the accessories? I don't tend to do that. I just keep the accessories in the box. Right, let's not mix these up. So I've still got like the accessory pack there. This has actually got etch and end plates with it, which I've never put on. This is Tamar. So I'm pulling out all these couplings now and just leaving them various places around the layout, which is probably a bad idea. But it just shows how easy it is now with the NEM sockets to change over couplings. Let's just let that go by. A quick check on the chat. Right, back to the sheet of paper. Bachmann Intercity 47. I think I numbered that one 47, original. Loco 47, enter. Lights have come on, that's a good sign. Let that run around. Right, back to the chat. Where did I get to? How did you see? It is, I'll pop over Brian. Okay, Woodgate Junction's going. In Germany, the only thing rotting away is loads of Rico 52s. The inter stuff is safely stored. Always permanent affliction. I am a dour person and definitely live up to the name the grandkids call me, Grumpy. Apt, so I don't object. I wouldn't call you Grumpy, Timbersurf. Would be. This is Christopher, by the way. Ah, Christopher. Is that? Is that Christopher or Christopher? Timber, my daughter calls me Grumpy. Thick and grease in the gear tires. That could be it, Ivo. It could be. I'll have to strip it down. Like that'll go away into a box, and I'll forget about it, and I'll take it out and go, oh, this isn't running. I wonder what's wrong with this. Great Junction, I've just subbed to your channel. That's John and Holly. Possibly Ivo. I've had the same issue with the Batman Class 46. I'm not Tim. I'm not Grandpa. I'm Grumpy Timber. CHB Rail, good evening. How you doing? Vince Howsam, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I've just bought a rake of 5 Pullmans in blue-grey to pull behind my Deltic. Very nice. Tell me about the gear train. Yeah. Until I strip it down and have a look at it, but it got very, very hot. I wouldn't say it's the motor burning out because, you know, it hasn't actually ran that much. But that, you know, when I said just put it away and forget about it, it could have been that it was not running before or badly, and I put it away going, I'll fix that, and I've just completely forgotten about it. Do you love the Donegal rail car going around? Yeah, for anybody who's popped in, that is rail car number 4. It's going around on the 009. So I didn't get a chance to do any modelling at the weekend because I was in the museum on Saturday because we had family members of Joe Thompson, who was a railcar driver. They came in with some of his letters and stuff that he collected and he had in his possessions that were handed on to the family, and they were donated to the museum. There's some letters there from, I think, 1890, you know, goods carriage letters and things like that. You can see them all signed by the former managers and everything. It's great to have a bit of stuff like that. We also had a staff card as well, so it was great to have those things handed in. It all helps keep the story and give people the information about the railway. If we are showing off numbers of rolling stock, let me check my database. Thanks, Brian. A fresh start for a new me type of thing. No, I don't have any Hymex or warships. And someone says, I never fit accessories. Yeah, I never do because I know the way until I have something where I know it's permanent that I can fit these things, and I may do it, but at the moment with having to put back in boxes and things, you know, stuff's going to get broken off, and it's bad enough just keeping the buffers on these things sometimes. No, Anthony doesn't have the accessories either. Christopher started a trend. I've quickly realised that buying engines and carriages can be quite compulsive. Yeah, because you go and you buy an engine and you go, oh yeah, that's really nice, I like that. And you go, oh, I need to get some carriages to go with that. I haven't actually bought any locos. Well, the last one I bought was the one I picked up second hand for, I think, about 30 quid in Worley when I was there in February. No, actually, tell a lie. When I was down at the Limerick show, I did pick up that broken Class 56, which just found it in the box, is going to be used as a donor for this one because the layout I was building in my house a couple of years ago, this took a dive off the side of it onto the concrete floor. The only patch of the floor that didn't have a carpet on it, and it actually bent the chassis on it. So It's going to be Frankenstein with the other one to see if I can get it working. Like it still works, but where the chassis is bent, when you get to a curve, it just goes straight off. Oh, I do like those Ivo, especially the North British built warships, yeah. Sounds like a Class 47 which worked on the Western region. Oh, the 47 that's going around there is, I'll give you the number when it comes around. 47832 Tamar. Regional Executive model. Oh, no, sorry. BR Intercity Regional Exclusive model, sorry. So, Summer Breeze, Mother Robbie, John Hine, thanks for the sub, Christopher. Mine's in the process of a rebuild with the plywood and battens arriving next week. Some more videos to be put up as we progress. Yeah, I've been watching Digger getting his shed built. That looks like a fantastic shed. And also Clive, Donegal Railway, is building one as well. I think Digger's a bit far ahead than Clive. I haven't seen an update on the shed from Clive recently, so I don't know how far ahead he was with his. More never adds the accessories. Yes, indeed, Brian. Part of my inspiration, in fact. Oh, very good. Database says I have 35 Pullmans with 5 duplicated names. All right, show off, Timber. Depends what they are and what look type it is. Rest gets the full front treatment tank engine and only what goes with the couplers. Right, okay. Vince Hasten, you can never have too many Pullmans. I think I have those Pullmans. I have 11 of them because I thought, oh, that'd be a nice full rake. But what I find with the kinematic coupling on them is if you go any more than sort of 5 that's on there, going around these sort of smaller layouts with curves, it tends to pull them off the rails so they don't go around nicely. So even though I've got a rake, I could have a rake of 11, it won't go around the curves, they get pulled off. The database here says I have lots of trains but has room for more. There's always room for more, Anthony. I have the correct answer, Anthony. I'd love to convert everything to hunt coupling, but the wallet says no. Just do it a bit at a time, because what I was tend to do in my rakes is I would have one wagon on it with a hunt on one end and a normal coupling on the other, so I could use it. But the one I have for that, I don't know where it's gone. I think it's in one of my storage boxes. So I had one with just a hunt on one side, so then I could swap it around and just use a normal. But you've seen there, just these modern locos now, pulling out the coupling is, you know, quite easy. And popping one in, took seconds. 47 suck. Sorry, we're pretty much all we had around Nottingham when I was a kid. 47's peaks and troughs. Diffused for the most of you. At least Deltics were close to these. Yeah, think yourself lucky. I got nothing here. The closest trains I got are the ones that are going around here. I used to love it going over to Bristol. I remember going back over when I was a kid and my grandfather taking me down to Temple Meads and just standing on the platform and seeing all the different trains and stuff and then going for a ride on a train. I've just always been fascinated with railways. And like, I don't know how, because I grew up in Donegal. The trains had been long gone by the time I came around. And I used to go and play on the old embankment and find a set of wheels on there and just... Timber Surf. The irony is I don't want them now, as I want the light table ones, as it's near impossible to convert. I need the vastly more expensive horrible ones with the table lights that light. Yeah, that's the ones I have. And over the last sort of 2 years, where I've gone to a show and I find them, I pick them up. Now, there's duplicate names on there, all right. And I'm sure I could get some transfers and rename some of them, but I'm not that sort of modeler. Who's that worried about it? So they're going around there with the lights on. I think most of them I picked up for about 20 quid each. I got some really good bargains on them at the Worley show last year. I hope my missus isn't watching. It is Japanese N-gauge, Christopher. Ah, right, it is you, is it, Christopher? Sorry, it didn't twig. I'll have to check that I'm actually... go to channel. Oh, no, I'm not subscribed. I am now. There we go. Where was I? I lost the chat again. Oh, I'm way behind. Yeah, I've lost. Right, gone back as far as I can. Oh, Donegal Model Railway. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Captain Static. And all 35. Is Charlie going to convert them? Is he? I said I saw the video. Thought you were offering. Did somebody actually do a video on converting the? So we say the railroad ones to. That would be fiddly. And you can be all right. Those two rail cars that ran on the Donegal Railway that went to the Isle of Man, they're preserved. They were stripped down in the 90s to be worked on. I think the engines were overhauled, the gearboxes were overhauled, and they were sitting in a shed, partially reassembled. So yes, they are preserved. They're somewhere in the dry, in bits, but they are... I suppose you can say preserved. They're not assembled at the moment. And I think that's been since about the mid-90s. I did contact the Isle of Man Railway about the possibility of bringing them back. And that almost caused a diplomatic incident because the railways there are run by the Isle of Man government. And they were very insistent, no, they're not going back. They're Isle of Man rail cars now. They've been on the Isle of Man longer than they were in Donegal. They arrived in Donegal in 51 and 52, I think. So they ran for 7, 8 years before they were sold off. And to be fair, on the Isle of Man, they only ran maybe 10, 15 years there before they were decided they weren't actually any good and didn't work for what they wanted. But there are people over there who are fans of them and want them restored, but they seem to be concentrating on their steam at the moment. But, certainly if we had somewhere to run them, it would be worth pursuing and seeing if we could get one or both of them back here in running order. But as we don't have anywhere to run them, that's sort of the end of that, really. Mike at Putnam Junction. Good evening, Mike. How are you doing? Oh, Mark's back at work and problems with his back. So Sarah's got a tooth infection now. Oh, it's going to be taken out. Oh, not good. Last time I had a tooth taken out, it felt like the dentist had a knee on my chest and was yanking it out. Next time I seen him, he actually apologised to me. He said, I'm really sorry about that extraction. He said, but it was a really tough one to get out. When you're trying to stay in the chair and they're pulling and you're like, oh. Sorry, in case anyone, if I'm putting anyone off from the dentist. It's not that it hurt or anything, it was just... GRFY, hi there, first time here, hope you're all well. That is a beautiful room for layout. Thank you very much. We're lucky in this house that it's got 2 front rooms, and this is probably... In Ireland, we would say this is the good front room. This is the one that we keep for when the priest comes round. But hey, it's got my model railway in it. I've had to shrink the size of it down because I rebuilt it. To be fair, the one I was building before was a little bit too big for here because I had trouble getting stuff through the door. But this is a much nicer size. And I'm hoping now I do a bit of work on it over the next couple of months, but really get stuck into it over the winter months, you know, when I have a bit more time. But you're very welcome to stream, and if you've got any questions, do pop them in the chat. Good evening, Mark. I could ignore the heathens. Like, I have sciatica and getting therapy every week. Oh, sciatica, isn't that like a trapped nerve or something? Is that what that is? How do you find back at work with your back, Mark? So that's to Captain Static. Yeah, it's never nice having a tooth infection. It is one of those things that can pile on the antibiotics and it doesn't always help. Alright, kind of same thing I did with the BR53, just replaced the whole chassis with a DCC one. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that now. Ninja614 Perry County Secondary, very welcome to stream. Hope you're keeping well. Greetings from across the pond. What time is it there? Currently it is 8:30. So you're saying 2020, that means I'm about 10 minutes behind in the chat, so I better try and get... the Thomas and Sonic guy, I have a question, ask away. It's a race. Digger is miles ahead. Clive ain't laid the foundation yet. Can you run some Hornby, Bachman, Thomas trains? Not at the moment, because they are buried in here at the moment, but certainly, if I remember, I'll try and dig some out for next week. We could have a Thomas running session. Yeah, about that time. I only have 6 Pullmans, but also a restaurant and a light buffet car in N. Oh, you're modelling in N, are you? What's everyone having for their tea tonight? I'm probably going to have a pizza after this. You know, I was in Asda earlier on. I do like the Goodfellows pepperoni pizzas, so I've grabbed a couple of them. So I'll stick one in the oven later. That's one of the things, because I usually do all the cooking in the house, is when over the summer, when the kids are all got their summer jobs and out working, and you know, there's no point in cooking dinner in the evening because nobody's here. So it tends to be, you know, convenience meals. Because if I make a big batch of spaghetti bolognese or lasagna or something, no one's here to eat it. And they'll give it out, oh, you're not cooking dinner. And I go, well, you're not here. Nice afternoon coffee time for me. Tea isn't strong enough to handle my supper. What are we looking at here? Well, all right, anybody who's come in, this is the start of my model railway. I built this benchwork probably around the end of May. I started building it. What we've got here is 00 gauge, 2 loops. Over that side there will be a TMD, which is a diesel maintenance depot. Centre there is going to be a little bit of a station, and over there I'm going to make sort of a steam shed, so it's covering a few eras. And then on this section here, this is 009, and what we've got going around there, which it stopped. No one told me it stopped, and of course, you know, it will stop at the most inconvenient place. You'll see it coming around shortly now, is, I say, 009. This is a model of a Donegal rail bus. This particular rail bus ran from 1928, I think it was 1932 when it went to the Clogher Valley, and then it was scrapped about 37, I think. It would carry 19, 21 people, depending on the configuration, and it was petrol driven, and I think it was about 36 horsepower. So I came back per time. Mark, in that case, check for any mold lines on the couple bar. Right. Ray Burstein, good evening, Ray. How are you doing? I can't even spell cinematic, let alone afford to. I don't mind the Thomas stuff as long as the eyes don't move. It gives me nightmares. But the Thomas stuff I have is the old Hornby stuff. I do have a Bachmann G scale, and the eyes do move on that, and it does look a bit creepy when it's, because that sort of a Christmas one. It's got Santa hat on it, so it runs in the museum at Christmas. I don't have a database for model trains. I use knuckle couplers, as do USA outline in N. Oh. Not good, Charlie. I've seen 2 different physios so far, but they all have done is given me more of the same exercise that I have already been doing. Supposed to be seeing a specialist. One thing I say about physios, if they give you exercises to do, keep doing them, even if you don't feel any benefit, because it can take 6 to 8 weeks before you start feeling any benefit. Keep doing them. So, sure, because I need deep thought for my database. Having a database of rolling stock is scary. I don't list locos, as that would be horrifying. I started doing an Excel spreadsheet on my locos and everything, just purely to keep a record of them and keep the DCC numbers and everything like that. And yeah, it got quite big. That's the trouble with storage boxes. You put stuff in them and suddenly you're 20 years older. Yeah. I've been suckered into doing a small, horribly oversized 00 scale layout, but UK outline. But I still think of sticking to knuckles, to be honest, for better shunting ups. Yeah, a lot of people do use the KD knuckle ones. I would use them because you can do sort of automatic uncoupling, you know, with magnets and things like that. But they're so damn expensive. You know, when you're looking at a rake of 10 coaches or wagons or whatever, it adds up. Whereas the hunt couplings, you can do a rake of 10 for, what are they, about 10, 14 quid? And, all right, you can't uncouple them. You have to do the old hand of God to go in and do it, but they are easily uncoupled. Okay, high's off, H&H Express. He's probably gone already, I missed him, but if you're still lurking there in the background, good night, hi. How do you set up jobs for operations if you don't have an inventory of cars or locos in? So, show of hands, who here will run their locos to like a timetable or something? I know I don't. For me, I've always said this, the joy for me for model railways is actually building the model, running and collecting the trains, but actually running them is, I don't enjoy operating the layout, which is why later I want to make this computer controlled, so I can program it to do shunting and stuff in the TMD, and so I can watch it, if you know what I mean. Only trains here are VRM, MDM, and the famous no toilet trains. I don't operate ninjas, they're all in boxes. Not really the ideal job for my back. I just have to grin and bear it. Is your database in your mind? What's the biggest model gauge I've heard of? Gauge 0.5 used for Thomas spin-off jack. Well, when does a model railway stop becoming a model railway? You know, we got 7 1/4 inch in the museum, which is a ride-on. Is that a model railway or is that a railway? Like, I know anything above 15-inch gauge in Ireland comes under railway regulations. So if you have 15-inch gauge or above, you have to run it and get it registered, and a stack of paperwork, you know, as tall as you are to run operations. Thank you, Marcus. That's all right. Well, I didn't realise you started a new channel, Christopher. Sorry, I lost that somewhere in the ether. But I'm subscribed now, so look forward to what you do. Josh, the biggest is 1-to-1, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, there's Christopher's YouTube channel there, so everyone click on that and subscribe to his channel. Hi Mark, I'm on my phone, so I can't tag anyone, but good to see you. Nav. And you see I've hit 50 subscribers without doing much on the channel. Yeah, don't get me started on the YouTube stuff, because you know I've got my Out and About channel, and that has not grown at all, although I've picked up 2 subscribers I think in the last 2 weeks. But I think I said last week that's part of the issue, is that a lot of you guys subscribe to it, so YouTube goes, oh, it's all the railway guys that are subscribing to it. So I'll show these videos, and of course they're not railway videos. They're, you know, out and about and doing different things videos. So they show them to railway guys, they go, what's this? And they don't subscribe. So if everybody's starting a YouTube channel that isn't railway related, I would start it and let it grow naturally before you tell anybody on the railway, so then it won't. YouTube then goes, oh, this is actually for this demographic. If that makes sense. And again, it's also about the thumbnail and the title you give it and the description you give it. And oh, you got scoliosis, have you, Mark? Ooh. What's that video you put up there, Charlie? Roy can do it. Oh, it's because we're bored. Just kidding. It's because we love you both. Last time I had a tooth out, I had gas quite some time ago. Oh. Last time I got a tooth infection, they gave me a root canal treatment to try and save it. I've had loads of work done on my teeth, and if you see my videos and see my teeth, you wouldn't think so. But I have this rare disease on my teeth that I have no enamel, so my teeth just crumble. I've had loads of work done over the years. Do you have any trouble working on scenery with it being so deep, or is there an access panel we can't see? Well, the layer is shoved into this corner for now, but what I will be doing is I'll be turning it and pulling it into the center of the room here, so I can work on the scenery. So the idea is I sort of do the scenery around this bit and then pull it out and then do the scenery around the other bit. Yeah, so when I start doing that seriously, there is a sofa here, 3-seater sofa, that I'll be going out into the hallway, so I've got more room to work. Again, I hope Mrs. isn't watching this. Rene Curso, hello, welcome to the stream. Whoever needs to kill a dog. What's going on there, Brian? I guess it is. Brian, no, at least you still have yours. I miss my Kevin so much. I will never forgive that gaslighting. I know you were joking. I had a hot pot of tea. Cheese and onion and potato pie and beans for me. Well, that sounds nice. Would like to see Irish Rail on your layout. I do have Irish Rail stuff, but the problem is because I've put this on now, it's easy to lift off, but you really need 2 people to lift it off safely, is all my stuff is in that cabinet and I can't get it out easily, which is why I bought out this plastic box which is over there to root around to see what was in it, to run something different. So What I may do next week is actually take that off and put it on a table and have it running separately, so I can get in there and take, because it's nice when you change the locos over and everything, because it gets a bit boring running the same stuff all the time. The tooth that is infected already has a crown on it. I took a couple of rakes off Sarah's mouth and discovered that the tooth was breaking up underneath and she has to have it taken out. Ooh. Tastes great, but my pastry not the best. Yeah, I cheat whenever I'm making some sort of pie, is I buy the pre-rolled pastry. Has a big access space in the middle there. Yeah, I have a big access space in the middle, but that's what the 009 is sitting on top. So I can lift that. The idea is that will be a separate piece. So it'll blend in with this layout, but it also will act as a standalone layout as well. Here's around the layout, imagine that. It reminds me of the Galloping Goose rail car. Yeah, it's very similar to that, and there was a couple of rail cars that are even more similar to the Galloping Goose. But Donegal was actually one of the first railways to start using the internal combustion engine on the rails. That started in about 1906, and if you ever see the Donegal rail cars, you can see the evolution of them as they got bigger and more and better developed. Oh, Maura's off. Okay, take care, Maura. I don't know how far behind I am on the chat. Oh, Pete Hermitage Road's in. How are you doing, Pete? Listing your equipment is a good idea. Sharing the data with your wife is a bad idea. Always like those t-shirts that I've seen people wearing them. If anything happens to me, don't let my wife sell my trains for what I told her I paid for them. Georg played enough football over the years with a few injuries. Physio was important, as were the exercises. Yeah, because my mum just had a hip operation done. And I said to her, make sure you do the physio, even if it hurts and everything. And, you wouldn't think she had a hip operation. Now she's out walking around and it's normal. No issues at all. Yes, indeed, Simon. I still think the two curvatures are small, but I think that they're got slightly worse. Hey ho. Oh. Prices won't deter me from trying out Katie couplings. Okay, Joshua. Carvel, having a wife is an even worse idea. A database would be a good idea. I recently bought a Loco thinking I've always wanted one of them, then found I already had the exact same model. Now, there's a link to the train set shop. That's run by Brian there, Furniture Central. If you have a look on there, he serves us everything, and I can recommend it because I've bought a few things off him. I love the operations part. Currently building an actual point-to-point layout with yard-to-yard and all that jazz. Oh, very nice. Would that be a mug by any chance? Yeah, I'm still doing and going to the exercise most of the time. Yeah, well, keep it up, Mark. I don't have a timetable. I just like to see them go around. But when I do shunting, I draw cards to make a list of ops for that day. Oh, very good. I think that would be sick. Just imagine the camera shunting. Using cards for each wagon and ones for each location. The Trang Hornby Christmas, however, it's always had running trains. Had bad back the last couple of days due to performing HSC violations up on the roof again. The reason I started the database was to ensure I did not buy duplications, and as I was collecting long rakes of same wagons, I needed to keep count as to how long the rakes are. Check out Tim's channel from Down Under, interesting stuff. Yeah. Yes, you can do the lights. All right. Yeah, database can be really useful, mainly for keeping track of the DCC codes, because even I'm using 4 digits now with the gauge master, but even at that, some of the locos, so I try and use the last 4 digits, but there's a couple of the locos that have the same last 4 digits. And it's like, well, I use the first 4 digits instead, but then having to remember, well, which one did I use the first 4 on and which? Can't get rid of that sofa, you need to sleep on if you buy Funny World Railways. Yeah, that's true, Simon. I had a chippy tonight and yes, haggis supper with iron brew. I haven't had a decent haggis in a long time. We had Chinese chicken, broccoli and potatoes. Yeah, we had Chinese last night. I actually got lemon chicken. I just was looking at the menu going, oh, I'll try that. I'd say orange chicken is better. Mark, you need a pulley system for the central layout. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea. Like, it's not that it's heavy, it's just, it's easier if there's 2 people. I get in underneath it, lift it up and hand it out to someone else. Probably Mark family were on the line to me saying, oh, Flymo, you're very welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're feeling better now. About 11 minutes behind the chat. Right, well, okay. Let me say hello to Flymo. Vince Haysom. So what database are you using for your stock? And also what are you recording? I was just going to use a spreadsheet. But is that necessary? Well, that's all I'm using, Vince, is a spreadsheet. I just have a spreadsheet and I have tabs at the bottom for like diesel, steam, electric, Thomas, carriages, wagons. Timber Surf, I use a spreadsheet. I could make a database, but it doesn't really have a great advantage now. 2050, okay, so I'm about 2 minutes behind. Spreadsheet sounds fine. Yeah, spreadsheet's fine. You need a couple of columns. Just I have the make of it, the catalogue number if I know it, then what it is, what class it is, livery, a DCC number. I think I put approximate cost in as well. Just don't want to total that column. Although I admit I am an Excel whiz, so it has buttons and automation for grouping and filtering. Oh, very good. See, I used to be a whiz at Access, so I would use Access to interpret or interrogate the Excel spreadsheets. Because I used to build Access databases all the time. Haven't had haggis in ages, but I had a couple of faggots recently. Yeah, I haven't had faggots in a long time. Now, if some of you were going, thinking of the other meaning of faggots, faggots is actually a, is it beef? It's almost like a big, fat, thick burger with, I think, beef and onion and then a gravy. It's really, really nice. It's something I used to have with my grandmother all the time. 4 minutes behind the chat. Don't forget to pipe the haggis. Tammy's catching up. No, 11 minutes behind how far Mark is. Faster, Tom. I didn't like faggots that they served at school dinners. Put me right off. That and Cumberland sausage. Oh, a nice Cumberland sausage. I haven't had that for a while. Don't show the missus the cost column, yeah. Let's go here. Faggots is food. I sell them on my department at work. This message is held here. Your message, Vince, has been held for review because the word starts with. Another moderator just handled this. Right. Browns are the best, in my opinion, or homemade ones. Local butcher. We had a butcher in town that had award-winning sausages. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore, but they had some really nice sausages, all different flavours. And yeah, something I used to have with my grandmother in Bristol. And the other thing, she used to take me to the corner shop and get these little frozen mousses, which of course I wouldn't let defrost. I would be eating them. It was years before I realised you were supposed to let them defrost. They were far nicer. Somehow, Vince, we always end up talking about food because I think, is it John and Holly who usually mentions, what's everyone having for dinner tonight? And then we go on about food. And by the end of the stream, I am starving. Like, give me some food. Yeah, there's a local deli here that does some lovely leek sausages. When they have them in, I get a couple of them. And tell me this is Donegal chippy chat. That's one thing I miss about the UK, is having a real decent fish and chip shop and getting decent kebabs as well. We do have a shop here you can get a kebab in. It's okay. But I just remember being in Bristol, up in the Triangle. There was a real Greek kebab shop there, and the kebabs you got out of there were absolutely fantastic. And the Jolly Friar on Filton Avenue, still there. Excellent, good kebabs in there, but excellent fish and chips. And they had the jar of pickled eggs on the counter, and you could get a pickled egg and mushy peas, which I'm not a fan of. And you get the pasty and chips as well, just like, oh. Potted Hugh, that was good on warm toast. What is Potted Hugh? Most of my family from my mother's side are from Cumbria. I like walls, I support the roof that keeps me dry. Good a piece if I don't get good snorkers. Italy versus Scotland. Italy invented the pizza, but Scotland battered it. That's something I want to try, because people say it is actually pretty good. Oh yes, it's a decent chippy up here, but if I'm choosy where others might go if they're bringing chippy in, yeah. Yeah, like I lived in Weston-super-Mare for a few months, and there was a chip shop there, and they had a load of, because everyone's had like a deep fried battered Mars bar, but they had a load of sweets there that you could get. They had Bounties, Snickers, Kit Kats, and the other one I used to get love battered was a cream egg. Very, very sickly, but oh, lovely. Potted, oh, really good. Which I battered. Oh, Valley's 56. Chris, good evening. How are you? Which places in Glasgow do batter pizza? We're all heading to Glasgow now. When is the Glasgow show on next year? I presume the date is out for that now. Is next year going to be the year I'm going to go? I've always said I'm going to go every year and never actually make it. I once met a snooty butcher and insisted on calling it potted meat. Oh. Probably Feb, I intend to go. You're going anytime. Motherwell, Scotland, 27th, 28th, 29th of March. Changed to March for 1 year only. How close is that to Easter? Oh, Vince, is anybody going to the Seven Oaks show on Sunday? And Brian is asking, Chris, can you make it to the Telford Steam Railway exhibition this Sunday? 5619 will hopefully be out. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I'll keep going for a little bit while longer. I think we got a good few people in the chat now. And I've caught up with it, so don't forget to hit the like. Now's your chance to put any questions in, because I've reached the end of the chat, so I can hopefully keep up with it. Easter is immediately into April afterwards, so it's what, the weekend after, is it? No, Chris is not going this weekend, bit short notice, but he wants to see that loco. I'm going to some of the Telford show. Motherwell, Scotland is on a week before Easter, as it's on the 5th of April. Okay. Okay, Joshua, take care. Catch you again. What Simon said. It's 10 in Germany. Oh yeah, 10 o'clock there. They're an hour ahead. Because when you can, let me know and I'll take you around it. Oh, there we go. I was going to ask something then, it's gone out of my head. Timber Surf, will you be going to Motherwell, Scotland next year? Because I don't think I'm going to make it to the Worley or Getz this year, because I've done a little bit too much travelling this year, and to be honest, if we do buy another house, then I won't be going. I probably won't even be making it to Motherwell, Scotland next year. Yes, Jerry says, don't forget the old like button there. Hit the thumbs up, share the stream. If you got any questions or comments, put them in the chat here. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button for me. Oh, excuse me. Right, let's see. Don't think the lights on that Delphic work. Yeah, they're not coming on. If it has lights, I presume it does. Maybe it doesn't. We have to get a lighting kit for it. Main one on my radar is Getz, else I will get shouted at for not organising the meet. Yeah, I just wondered if you're going to Motherwell, Scotland to organise a meet there. Oh, you up for gets this year, Brian? Timber's asking. You wouldn't be able to book that far in advance at our works. 3 months in advance. Yeah, I'm not going to make Worley this year. I was hoping to and go and help the guys out with the social media side of it, but I just can't afford it. You know, because I would get flights and a hotel and stuff, and it just... And as well as that, I need to hire a car because I need to get from the airport to there and then to the hotel and stuff, so it all adds up. I need to fit lights to a couple of my 00 locos I originally bought for this 00 layout. I was tricked into doing. Donegal Railway Heritage Centre, there's the link for that. Donegal Railway Heritage Centre. Thanks, Flymo. Tom, hopefully I'll be freer to get to shows next year. Yeah, I think I'm going to be more restricted. Well, if we buy this house, then yeah, I won't be going anywhere for the next 2-3 years. There's the link again for the train set shop. Do check it out, guys. I know Brian's got some excellent stuff there. He services himself, so I can recommend his work. Donegal Railway Heritage Centre. There's our Facebook page. If you can give that a like as well, please, guys. Right, how are we doing? Just checking the charge on the phone, making sure it's not going to go out. Mike is off. Okay, take care, Mike. Thanks for popping in. And Arnville's arrived. How you doing, Arnville? Welcome to the stream. That was great talk on Sunday, Mark. I wasn't long up and going around. Apologies, Andy. Body wasn't having it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Flymo. It was a good talk. A lot of the photos in there I hadn't actually seen before, and it was good to see that they were all colour as well. Oh, Captain Static, Mark Standover Model Railways off. He's got to go and do the drying up. CHB Rail is heading off as well. See you next time. I'll be back next Thursday, hopefully at 7:30. Hi Brian, how's DCC going? I'm going to try TTG lighting kits, as it's a small company near me to light my 08 and 225. You're very welcome, Mark. I'm glad you could pop along. And I hope your back recovers and Sarah gets better soon. Gets that tooth sorted out. DC is fine and stop swearing. Anyone doesn't know, Brian is a big DCC fan. He's a closet DCC fan. My You want to be careful, Brian. You might end up with a t-shirt. DCC forever. Hashtag Brian loves DCC. I don't need simple wiring, no switches. Can't believe all that Finner says he owns the DCC command station. I know he does, yeah. I bet that 16 volt, 18 volt AC can bite you if unexpected. Well, anybody who's joined, we got a Class 47 intercity livery going around with a Class 55 Deltic pulling the Pullman carriages, and on the top layout there is the 009 loop of with a Donegal rail car going around it. Yeah, for testing shop locos, he says. Yeah, exactly, Timber. So you say, Brian. Yeah. When did it become Pick on Brian Day? Well, RGJ trains aren't here because usually they'd start picking on me. Yeah, they're the Hornby Pullmans, are the ones with the lights in them. They are nice. I'm not sure if the cameras are picking up the lights as they go around. Oh yeah, you can just about see them. Actually, if I turn off the I got a couple of lights shining on, so that won't make it too dark. You might see them a bit better going around. Might take that shine off the window. Sorry, Brian, I only just showed up. When were you born, Brian? Just giving out a couple of videos with the new Class 93s en route, running in powerful machines. Ooh. Yeah, Leslie does some great videos. Oh, there's the link for our shop. So if you want any books on Donegal Railways, that's the place to go. And we got some merch in there as well. All the money supports the museum. 1876. Right, here comes the Delta around now with the carriages. You might see the lights a little bit better now. I've turned off the some of the lights in here. Yeah, there we go. You don't have the shine of the light on it. At least you have the Brian mug. Yeah, I keep that in shot just to help him out. Of course, I haven't had it out the past couple of weeks because I usually use that for my Dr. Pepper, which I haven't drank for the past couple of weeks. So that's why I've had the big glass of water. The track work at Crow is quite sharp in places like Newcastle Town. Used to be before it was rationalised. Yeah, it did. Some of those videos, it did look a bit tight, and you're thinking, "Oh, how's that going to get around there?" But it does. And I thought one of the lines drops away, and I thought that looks. I don't know whether it's the camera, but I thought that looks actually quite steep. But stuff seems to come up at no bother. You know what I should do is that come out better. Yeah, I think people are able to see that a little bit better. You can see the full website on it now. Call the muck arm close to the track view, near miss. It actually looks closer than it actually is. Yeah, it's a good couple of centimetres there. All right, let me just pour the surgical spirit away before it evaporates everywhere. Vince, hey, so I'm off, guys and girls, loving the banter. Cheers, or laters. Okay, Vince, take care, mate. Here every Thursday at 7:30, so come back and visit us again. That's right, no problem, Brian. I know, like, what you're doing is a great service to Model Railway, so I'd like to support. I'm off to Getz in October on the Saturdays. Soon be here. Who's going? I don't think I'm going to Getz or Worley this year. I just need to mind the pennies. There's a lot of expense for me to go between flights and hotels and car hire. Right, man, I'm back. All good. Oh, the car passed, did it? And at some rate of knots at times too, seeing a Class 47 West Coast tour swinging up the incline and meeting the points, yeah. I'm doing Worley on the Saturday and Getz on the Sunday. See, that's what I had actually planned to do, is do both, so I can get to see most people. But, how's the 009 part of your layout doing? Well, I've got the track down. This bit is 009, the rail car that's going around is 009, so the track's down. I'm not sure if it's staying like that once I start doing the scenery, because I have to work out how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to put the viaduct sort of to one side, so the river will come down and then sort of turn around that way and come down through several waterfalls from here. So there'll also be a river scene coming from here all the way down, around down under the viaduct. That's in my mind's eye. When I actually start building it, it might be something different. But so the thing with doing that is, yeah, you're going to be doing all the work on the waterfall, but it's going to be sort of hidden because you're going to have to look down to see it. But I'll work something out. Hang on. That's Vince. Mav says, quite possibly Arnville. Normally go, but I have tipped northeast corner of Wales now, so I don't know. We do try Mark, not sold anything this month. It's probably a quiet time of year for model railways. Like it is autumn, winter, sort of spring hobby this time of the year when it's summer. Like it's, 20 past 9 here, it's still bright outside. People will be out in their gardens, or it's too hot to go into the attics or your shed. Will you be wearing the double? No, it's probably not going to do it as DCC. I'm going to leave it as DC. Because to be quite honest, I don't want to go fitting a DCC chip because basically that's alright, it's 00 gauge, but it's on an N gauge chassis, and I had enough bother putting the track together. Yeah, no worries, all passed, excellent. Where did you get the Donegal rail car from? Just wondering. I done a video on it. I think it's almost 2 years ago now. So if you look back, if you look up Donegal rail car on my YouTube channel, you should find it, and all the details of where I got it is there. I can't remember off the top of my head. Do you need another loco for the museum? Always need locos, Brian. People spending money on holidays instead of trains, yeah. Like we had a big holiday this year. We went to Disney in Paris. We spent a week in Paris. There was 10 of us that travelled. It was a family holiday, even though some of my kids are adults. Me and the missus paid for it all. So that took a big chunk of money. Because we just wanted to have a nice family holiday. And we had a good time. Seen Mickey Mouse. He took all of my money. We're moving house, Jerry, thanks to a oh yes, congratulations to Brian. He has a grandson. It's your first grandson. Arrived a couple of days ago, I believe. I think you texted me. (168) CDR railcar number 4 from Model. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm sure it will pick up when it starts getting into September, October, you know, especially when kids go back to school and everyone's back into more of a routine, because that's what tends to happen. As though you're working, you've still got a routine. If your kids fall out of routine, you find you're doing more within the evenings, and well, you're just more of a taxi service driving them around. Right, it's 21:21, so I'm going to keep going to 9:30. I'll call it a day at 9:30, because I am starving now, and I hope maybe somebody in the kitchen is watching me and they might just put the oven on for me so I can put my pizza in. I'm going to start putting these boxes away while I've got them together, so everything goes back in the right box, in the right sleeve, and the right shell. Why doesn't that fit in properly? Where did I put? It's class 37. There it is. Come to my live stream, watch me argue with boxes. Ooh. Put that back in. I'll just check the chat, nobody said anything. Buy yourself a new Loco celebration. One each now, granddaughter and grandson. Thanks for time, Mark. I really need this more than you know. Mav, you're welcome anytime. Message me on Facebook if you ever need a chat. I can't remember whether I give you my number or not. Or having a boxing match with the box. Buy one from us. There you go. Buy a new Loco from Brian. Right, where's the shell? There it is. That's not right. That's very loose. That can't be the right one. Oh, it's a bit loose because the Loco's not in there. That'll be why. Okay, Brian Miles, at this point you start feeling really old. That's great news, Brian. Hope mum and granddaughter are doing well. Don't let the grey hair fool you. All in great health. It's good to hear. Right, I'm hoping this weekend to maybe do some work on the viaduct, maybe get that in place or start doing it, because then I can fix this piece of wood in place, because this is just a temporary piece. So I need to dismantle this bit, pop the viaduct in place, trim the wood, and then I can take out the dog legs that are out of this, make it nice and straight, and then I can start ballasting. I don't think I'll do another video on ballasting, because who wants to see that? You're not old, you're experienced. Let's go now. Oh, thanks, Mark. Good night, everyone. Okay, Brian. Yeah, I'll be heading off now in 4 minutes. This is your 4-minute warning. So don't forget, go to the train set shop. Let's see what Brian's got on offer. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so this weekend, hopefully I'm going to have a look at the viaduct, maybe get some work done on that. And that'll be next week's video. So I really need to do it or I'll have no video next week. 4-minute warning. Better get the final goodbyes in, so. Oh dear. Yeah, so that's the plan for this weekend if I find time. I don't know if I've got anything planned for me this weekend. If there's something I'm going to be doing that I'm not aware of yet, that she who must be obeyed has decided. Last weekend I was in the railway, so that means I have to pay double time this week because I was doing the museum last weekend. Though I did put some pictures up for last weekend. I managed to do that as well. So I might have got some brownie points. So, as you're all saying goodbye and leaving, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe if you're new here. And as always, I love doing these Thursday night live streams. It's a bit of therapy for me, chatting to you guys. Like I've met a lot of you people at shows and everything, and I think we have a great community here, and we have the crack in each other's live streams and stuff. And I really enjoy doing these Thursday nights. I always feel better after chatting to you guys. Unless I've been talking about a new train I've bought and my missus has been watching, then I go through that door and I'm just in trouble. But I think she was out on a walk tonight, so I don't think she was watching. So, 2 minutes. Also, after about 2 hours of drinking water, I need to go to the little boy's room as well. Thanks for the Thursday club. Oh, Jenna will be after me. Trying to take the name. Good night, everyone, and thank you, Mark, for tonight. Thanks you, Mrs. Donegal, Dad, for loaning him to us. Still, see, you still need to keep the sofa in that room. Lucky it's a very comfy sofa. I think we got it on, like, it doesn't look great. We got it off, I think, Facebook Marketplace or whatever. But it is really comfortable. It doesn't hurt your back on it when you got to sleep on it for a night. Right, I'm going to start bringing these trains to a stop. And I'll try and bring the rail bus to halt in front of the camera. Let's speed it up. There we go. Right, there we are, 9:30 guys. Good night everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I say it's a pleasure having you guys in on a Thursday evening. Video will be out on Saturday, and hopefully I'll be back here next Thursday. So hit the thumbs up on your way out, subscribe if you're new here, and thanks for tuning in and keeping me company for these couple of hours. I can do that awkward bit now where I turn my back on you and hit end stream. So thanks guys, see you next week or in the other streams. Bye.